What's up, YouTube? I want to talk about defects today. And when I say defects, I mean defective parts. This industry is plagued with defective parts from any aftermarket supplier. It doesn't matter which one you go to, you're going to get defective parts. Because the simple reality is, the aftermarket parts that are coming out of China are not the best quality. Now, a lot of shops don't like to say this. They kind of keep it hidden. It's like a unspoken rule. But I'm just tired of it. I'm sick of it. It's cost me so much time and so much money over the past few months and even years that I feel like somebody needs to say something about it. The sad reality is that the parts that we get, no matter what part you get, it is inferior to the original part. The glass is weaker, the oleophobic coating is worse, the screen doesn't look the same, the touch response is bad, refresh rate is not as good, and that's it. That's the simple truth. Of course, in my shop, I use the best quality aftermarket parts that I can get. My suppliers are MobileSentrix and InjuredGadgets. I switch between the two depending on which one has a higher defect rate that month, because everything comes in batches. When I get defects, it's a batch of defects. So I'll get 10 iPhone 7 screens. 8 of them have bad touch. Last month I got, I think it was 11 iPhone 7 screens specifically, and 11 of them were bad. The entire batch was bad, and I had to send it back. I'm not going to say which supplier it was, because again, it happens to both of these suppliers, no matter who I go to. I've tried Mobile Defenders, I've tried everybody. All the part suppliers are going to have defects. And that's the main reason I'm lobbying so hard for this right to repair bill, because I'm sick and fucking tired of defective parts. I just want to be able to buy a genuine Apple screen and charge the customer more and not have to worry about them coming back with bad touch, or there's no touch at all, there's lines on the display, or the front glass just falls off, the panel falls off of the frame because the glue is shitty and deteriorates in the heat, and they drop their phone, a foot, and the LED breaks because it's a shitty LED. It's not as tough as the original LEDs, and we use soft OLEDs, which is the best one that we can use. It's the most durable. It's the most durable one, but I still get people that come in with a black screen. Of course, my suppliers, they do warranty when the OLED is broken and not the glass. But still, man, I shouldn't have to deal with this every fucking day. It's just a waste of time, and it's not worth the money. It's not worth the effort. I'm just sick of it. And I want to specifically talk about when it almost cost me my business. When I first started this business, I ordered a batch of iPhone 5C screens from MobileSentrix, and I had a batch of 10 iPhone 5C screens. I had one customer come in, and I replaced their screen. It ghost touched. And when we say ghost touch, it means it's like a ghost is touching your phone. So it would just, swipe and just all this random shit. The digitizer was faulty. That was the issue. So the customer comes back, and I replace it again. I test it. It's fine. Give it back to them. They're standing in front of me, and it starts ghost touching. Fuck. How does that make me look? And these are premium iPhone screens. The best screens that I could possibly get. So I grab the phone. I replace the screen again. Bad part, again, bad part, bad part, bad part, bad part. At this point, the customer isn't having it. They're pissed, because what the hell? They came back like 4 fucking times, and every single time the screen was defective. So what am I going to do? And their original screen was completely demolished, so I couldn't even put the original screen that was broken back on, because, it doesn't work. And this was at a time where I was just starting my business out, so word of mouth was very important, especially when I'm some guy in a subway doing phone repairs. I'm relying on my word of mouth, my reputation, to go around to kind of give me more business. So this wasn't a good look. Eventually, I finally found an iPhone 5C screen that worked. I had to order it from another supplier. I think it was Mobile Defenders at the time, which I ended up dropping because of their high defect rate. So that was in 2016, and this was happening every single week in 2016. It was a really bad year for defect rates. The industry was completely a mess. For some reason, even to this day, iPhone 5 series screens are super, super unreliable. Their defect rate is like more than 50%. I would say it's close to 80%, to be honest. It's insane. It got to the point where now I don't even offer repairs for the iPhone 5 or the 5 SE. Not because it's not worth it for me, because the phone's too old, because I still can't get reliable parts. I'll order refurbished, premium parts from MobileSentrix, from InjuredGadgets, and I'll still get just such a ridiculous defect rate. I said, you know what, fuck this. I'm sick and tired of doing this. I'm wasting an hour of my time for like $60 profit, not even, and it makes me look bad. I hate when the customer has to come back. They've had to do that with iPhone 7s, iPhone XRs, and it still happens today. You know, there's a huge defect rate with iPhone X's, XRs, XS, 11s. I mean, name the model, and there's a bad batch that I've gotten within the past month. And I just wanted to show this quick video. These are all the defects I got within the past 2 months from MobileSentrix and InjuredGadgets. So every single one of these defects means the customer had to come back to me. They had to waste a trip coming back to me for me to redo the repair. It's unacceptable. It's completely ridiculous, and in no other industry would this be acceptable except for ours. I follow a lot of YouTubers. I'm friends with Rich Rebuilds, and we've spoken about the defect rate when it comes to automotive, and it's nowhere near as high as it is with our mobile phone repair industry. And at least the automotive industry, for the most part, gives you the option to buy a genuine part from, say, Infinity or from whatever. And we don't have that option. We can't do that. We can't buy a genuine part and just quote the customer more. And this is the reason I stopped selling used iPhones and used iPads, because if something needed to be replaced, it was impossible to know if the screen or the part was going to be defective. And I don't like that. When I sell a device, I want to make sure it's going to work and it's going to work properly. When I refurbish a device, I want that thing to be as close to new as possible because I warranty it. My phones and iPads were warranted for 90 days, and my laptops are warranted for a year. That's unheard of, warranting something for a year. I do it for a year because I only sell business class laptops. I don't sell anything you can buy in Staples, Target, Best Buy. I don't sell none of that because the quality is shit. I don't care what laptop you're buying. The quality is garbage. The hinges are trash. The chassis is flexible. It's just a piece of shit. I made this decision to stop selling iPads and iPhones last month. Last month I sold an iPad Pro. It was a first generation iPad Pro. I think it was a 10.7, and it needed a new battery. So I didn't realize it needed a new battery until after I gave it to the customer. When I plugged it into 3U Tools, which is a program that tells us the health of the battery, it said the battery was at 93%. So I tell the customer the battery's at 93%. It's going to be a little less than it was brand new, but it's still going to be usable. It turns out after a week the battery started bloating, started swelling up. So I'm like, well, fuck, I need to replace the battery. I hate replacing batteries on iPads. I don't even offer that service because it's such a pain in the ass. It's not worth the money, in my opinion. But if I sold the customer the device, of course I'm going to replace the part that needs replacing. So I ended up ordering 3 iPad batteries from MobileSentrix, and every single one of them was defective. Every fucking one. And this is a job that takes like an hour to do, to even get it to the point where I can test it. And I said, you know what, fuck this. I'm not even gonna try any more batteries. I'm sick of this. If I could just order a battery from Apple and be done with it, that'd be great. I just need a genuine battery. And I lost that customer. That customer was not happy, even though I tried to explain to them that, it's not me. If I could just order a battery from Apple, I wouldn't have this problem. But, it is what it is. Customer didn't want to hear it, so I refunded them their money, said sorry, and that's it. Now I have an iPad Pro that I can't even buy a fucking battery for. So I lost, $300. That's how much it cost me. So